Training less will get you more jacked, will give you more progress. Trust me, this works. All my measurements for modeling are now off. That's gains. That is proof of gains. And that has happened in the last 2 to 3 months since really knuckling down on this training approach, which basically means training less, dropping down my volume, increasing my intensity. So buckle up and let me explain. I don't train 6 days a week, and you don't need to either. I don't do unnecessary amounts of volume. And by volume, I mean total sets, reps, basically how much you're doing in the gym. You can cut this down. All you need is 3 days a week. I must admit, I'm currently doing 4. I've added an arm day and I've attached that to my sprint workout. So I do that all in one day. And that's because I'm really trying to build my arms. It's a lagging muscle group and I just find it fun, but you don't need it. Look at it this way. The 3 days are your base. You can have 1 extra day for like a bonus day for lagging muscle groups, but it's not necessary. And most people don't need it, especially if you're at the beginning of your training journey. And if you're not recovering with the 4 days a week, then you need to cut it down. So make sure you're actually recovering from your sessions. That is one of the most important things. If you are, then sure, add an extra bonus day, have some fun with it, do more accessories. My arm day is all just bicep, tricep, extensions, and curls. That's it. I'm not doing heavy compounds because that can fry your nervous system and that will affect the other workouts. Most people overtrain and overcomplicate it. I've been there, training 6 days a week and going crazy in the gym. This will get you injured, you're gonna be burnt out, and you're gonna really struggle to get stronger. And why? Because you're not recovering from your sessions. We all think more is better when it comes to your training, and that's not the case. You lose that quality, and we all know the expression quality over quantity. Too much training means you don't progress. When you're training 3 to 4 days a week, the other days you can focus on rest and recovering. And this is where your body is rebuilding. This is where muscle gain happens. This means you can come in with a much higher level of intensity because you're rested, you're primed, you're like an athlete, you're ready to go. And you should be following a program, and that means you know what you're going to do. You know the numbers, the lifts, you know everything, you have a plan. So you can really start to have that intention and focus, that weighted dip set, that top set. What am I gonna hit today? If you're going in with no plan, it's aimless, you're just doing a bunch of exercises, sets, reps, and just chasing a pump, no wonder you're not happy with the results you see. That's why I preach getting really good at a select few lifts. Ones that are really gonna give you the physique that you want. That V-taper, the wide shoulders, upper chest, the weighted dip, weighted pull-ups. They're gonna give you that bang for your buck. And when you reduce the volume, you're not doing a bunch of exercises, you can get really good at these. Again, if you're doing a bunch of 20 different exercises, you're trying to juggle them, you're just not gonna be very good at any of them. It's much better to be a minimalist and focus on what works, the compounds, the key lifts, rather than trying to juggle 20 different exercises at once that don't really give you what you want. Now, what I'm saying is incredibly simple. Some may even say boring, and that doesn't sell. So we seem to reinvent the wheel, overcomplicate things to try and sell programs, products. You see this in everything, but you especially see it in fitness. And the basics are what work. They have standed the test of time and they will always serve you. Also, as a natural, you can't really recover from 6 days a week in the gym. Not the same way, especially if you're pushing yourself and training hard. So we need to stop taking advice and copying guys that are on steroids because they can train differently from us. Other great points for the 3-day split is you can actually have some hobbies. You can play other sports, you can have side projects, you can start a YouTube channel. You're not living in the gym. It's not all that you do. This stuff should add to your life, not take away. And of course, if you're training 6 to 7 days a week, you put yourself at a much higher level risk of injury and just overall fatigue that will pour out into other areas of your life. I get all my clients on 3 to 4 days a week, and even I do this after 10 years of lifting. And I've never seen such great results. I'm getting strong on my key lifts, going in every week, aiming for a PB. I track everything in my notebook, and I find it so fun. I'm seeing the progress. You gamify your training. There's no better feeling than seeing progress. And again, if you look forward to the sessions because you don't train every single day. So you really look forward to it and you can come in with that focus and intention. You're only doing it 3, 4 days a week. So you need to make it purposeful. You need to make it happen when you're in there. Remember this, the most important thing is to stick to what you decide to do. So if you go with 6, 7 days, 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, 4, whatever, consistency is key. So stop looking for that magic hack, that magic exercise. There's no shortcut. And if you're constantly chopping and changing, you're not going to see results. So commit to one training program and one way of training. Stop chopping and changing. And the last piece of advice that I can drill into your head is recovery should be number one. Make sure you are recovering from your sessions. Which basically means, are you feeling fresh when you go to the gym? Are you feeling fresh physically and also mentally? Are you prepared? Are you going in with that focus? If you do this, it means you can go hard. You can train with intensity and intention when you're in the gym and get the gains that you want. So if you're not already, reduce your volume. Try it out, come back and thank me later. There's a link in the description. If you want to be coached by me, you can book a call. We can have a chat, see what you're struggling with. I can explain my coaching process and we can go from there. Book a call or message me on Instagram, leave a comment, let me know what you think, but training less will give you more gains.